All right, let's bring in Hugh Hewitt now, Fox News contributor and host of the Hugh Hewitt Show. I just want to add a little bit to what Lydia was reporting in this letter from Dan Donovan to Jim Jordan. They acknowledged that the Biden administration put pressure on them and they caved. The letter says senior Biden administration officials, including White House officials, conducted repeated and sustained outreach to Alphabet, that's Google's parent company, and pressed the company regarding certain user-generated content related to the COVID-19 pandemic that did not violate its policies. It is unacceptable and wrong when any government, including the Biden administration, attempts to dictate how the company moderates content. Yet again, the company, Google, Alphabet, YouTube, just completely folded like a cheap suit.
Well, better late than never, John. Good afternoon to you. Senator Eric Schmidt, as was referenced in the report, wrote an entire chapter in his new book about this. I interviewed him last week about the censorship enterprise. The book's called The Last Line of Defense if people want the details. People set up YouTube accounts for two reasons: reach and revenue, especially if they're in the political commentary business. I've got a YouTube account. The fellows over at the Ruthless Podcast have a YouTube account. So did Steve Bannon, now Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, now Senior Director at the NSC, Dr. Seb Gorka. They all had YouTube accounts for reach and for revenue. Google took those down. So they damaged those people. So I want to know, is Google going to make it good for the people they deplatform? Are they going to write checks to Bannon and to Bongino and to Dr. Gorka because they lost money when their YouTube station went down? The second thing I want to know is, what else did they deplatform people for? Was it for the Hunter Biden laptop, or was it just COVID? And if it was other things, are they going to restore those channels and make restitution there? And then finally, I want to know, have they switched the algorithm so that they do not discriminate against conservative content? Now, Mr. Donovan said in his letter to the chairman that they want conservatives like me and like the others who were banned. I was not banned. I was never banned. But they want us on their platform, but do their algorithms send us traffic, and do they help our reach extend? I don't know about that. This is the beginning of the investigation, not the end. But boy, they owe some people some money.
Yeah, well, that's a very pertinent point that you make there about the algorithm. So there seem to be two things at work here. YouTube, first of all, caved to the Biden administration, but then they also did some censoring on their own outside of the requests from the Biden administration. Donovan goes on to say in his letter, the company terminated channels for repeatedly violating its community guidelines on elections integrity content through 2023 and COVID-19 content through 2024. Today, YouTube's community guidelines allow for a wider range of content regarding COVID-19 and elections integrity. Well, there you get confirmation that it wasn't just COVID, it was election integrity as well. But they're saying that the community guidelines now allow for a broader discussion of ideas, which really, I think, indicates that that stuff should have never been deplatformed in the first place.
Absolutely not. You're completely correct, John. The question is, who's the censors? There are censors at Google. What are they censoring? What are their points of view, and why are they censoring what they're censoring? Again, I bring up the Hunter Biden laptop because that got a lot of people deplatformed and shut down on a lot of different places. It was completely true. It was 100% legitimate, probably determined the 2020 election going to President Biden, because that story didn't get out. It was delegitimized by social media. So going forward, the question is, show us your guidelines, show us your algorithm, tell us who your censors are, and don't shut down people with whom you disagree. Don't shoot at them, don't shut them down. Have a debate, engage in civic debate. If you don't like someone, argue it out with them, and by all means, at length, set up your own YouTube channel and have the argument that you want to have. But I think Senator Schmidt is the guy who is absolutely exonerated. Supreme Court protected Google and the Biden administration in the Murthy case, arguing that there wasn't standing for these people, Missouri, to sue the Biden administration. But we now know that 86 people out of the Biden administration worked social media, 20 of them out of the White House. It wasn't like Brendan Carr, whose job it is to work FCC licensees about what is appropriate or not appropriate. That's in law. These people took it upon themselves at the White House and the other parts of the administration to shut down speech that was their political opponent. That is the antithesis of the First Amendment. And I'm glad Google has seen the light. I just wish, I'd like more details, and I hope Jim Jordan keeps going and has him in and asks them more questions about who else did you shut down, for how long, and how you're going to make them whole.
Well, if we know Jim Jordan, he's just getting started. He's not about to stop. By the way, we've got Senator Schmidt on coming up in our 2 o'clock hour, so we look forward to that. Hugh, always great to have you on. Thanks for your thoughts. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.